All right, am I live? Well, once again, I have a new place I'm recording from. This is another Airbnb that I moved into a few days ago. I've been a revolving door lately, but I'll be here for the next 6 weeks. But some good news, I bought a new camera, so this is the first video I'm using with my brand new camera that costs about as much as this laptop right here. It was not cheap, but I needed a new camera, didn't want to keep using the GoPro, and I figured I might as well invest in a good camera. So I'm going to start investing more and more in this channel. So the camera is the first step. You know, this microphone right here, I've had it for about 10 years. It costs about 60 bucks. But I'm going to probably be buying a new microphone pretty soon. Also some studio lights, but I only had time today to buy a camera and nothing else. So anyway, that's the good news. So like I said, going to be investing a lot more in this channel. So anyway, moving on with the college football talk. It's going to be a weird week. A lot of games have already been canceled, but we have still plenty of games to go. So let me move over to my model page. So here we go with the results through 5 weeks. The model's been the same for the last 5 weeks, and the quarter is the only metric right now that is positive keyless against the spread. And then we also have the dime, quarter, and half that are positive on money lines. So quarter is pretty much winning the day right now. It's the strongest metric so far, but it's only in the money line keys this week. And then also, as you can see over here in the standard error, the quarter has both the standard score and margin error winner. So when I ran the report builder, though, it actually turned out this is for money lines, or no, this is for spreads. This is ATM, penny, nickel are the keys this week. And if I had used those keys for the first 5 weeks, as I'm going to use this week, it would be plus 7.1 units for an ROI of 27.3%. And then for money line, the quarter is in there. So if I go over here for money line, whoops, and I run the report, it's actually better than that, but I don't know what the deal is. Oh yeah, I forgot to change this one right here. All right. So this set of keys has been profitable all 5 weeks, plus 17.27 units, 90% ROI. So those are the keys I'm using for the money line this week for the model. So last week, it was a good week. Just to recap, last week we had actually, it wasn't a good week. I mean, I was positive 0.94 units, but I was 0 for 6 on spreads and 5-0 on money lines, just like I planned it. Season to date, I am minus 0.56 units. So I was actually positive for a little bit last week after that San Jose State game. I didn't think I was going to be positive on the season this year after the bad start, but I'm starting to move up a little bit. So pretty encouraging right now. So that is the recap. And so I'm going to close this file and move on. Also, if my you can't see my screen. Oh crap! Sorry, I'm still working on this. Set. I need a producer is what I need, guys. I need a producer. Let me go back. I have technical difficulties every week, but I'm a one-man show here. But yeah, I'll be more than glad to go back to the beginning. All right, so from the top, the quarter is positive keyless through 5 weeks, and the dime, quarter, half is positive keyless on money line through 5 weeks. Quarter is the best on standard error. So the quarter is the best metric so far, but I'm only using it in moneyline keys. So the report builder here, this is the keys I'm using this week: ATM, penny, nickel for spread bets. And that set of keys has been positive 4 or 5 weeks for 7.1 unit of profit, 27% ROI. Everyone can see this, right? And then when I come over and do the keys for the money line, it's even better. So this set of keys, I forgot to change this number. So this set of keys is plus 17.27 units, 90% ROI, and that is nickel, dime, quarter for money line bets. So that's where things have been very good so far. So that is that. And then moving on to here, last week 0 for 6 against the spread, 5-0 on money lines, just like I predicted. And so season to date, I am minus 0.56 units, so doing a lot better. It was looking pretty dire a couple weeks ago, but I've kind of been able to turn it around a little bit. So I have run the model for this week. So let's see what the plays are. Wow, a lot of money line plays. We got 7 spread plays, and we have 17 money line plays. And I know one of them's already lost. This one lost. So as far as units are concerned, let's see. I'll just do 0.5 again. That's the thing. I was kind of worried, though, because my unit sizes have been very variable. And that worries me because that's kind of a tout gimmick. Touts love to, like, they'll have a bad season, and then the last week of the year, they'll risk like 100 units on everything. And, you know, if they do well, they can say, oh, I'm up on the year. I should probably have my season-to-date results as how it would be if I had the same units every week. That would only be the fair way, right? So anyway, I'm going to do 0.5 again this week. So already lost Bowling Green. But we got Florida, minus 17.5, Miami 2.5, Nevada. Nevada's not a dog. That shouldn't be on there. I need to rerun that. Yeah, I accidentally put in Nevada as a dog. They're minus 17. Disregard. Yeah, college football is the only sport I manually enter in the odds. Every other sport I have a script that will like automatically parse odds for me into a table. So no play on Nevada. I know they're 17-point favorites. Awesome. All right. So Florida, Miami, UTEP, Baylor, UL Lafayette, and Louisiana Tech. And then we got Northern Illinois is playing right now. Let's see how they're doing. I think they were down 7-0 like early when I saw it. Oh yeah, they're still down 7-0 almost halftime. It looks like Central Michigan is driving. They have the ball on the 35. So Northern Illinois, I don't know what's happened to them. Kind of a letdown. They used to be like a money-making machine of a team. All right, but then we got Minnesota, Wake Forest, Indiana, Purdue, Utah State, UNLV. I like the UNLV play, by the way. Hawaii, Stanford, Baylor, Army, North Texas, South Carolina, Louisiana Tech, and Louisville. 11 units risk total. So just going through some of the matchups over here. Those games have already been played. Ohio did not cover that spread, by the way. Kent State did cover that spread. I should probably zoom out here. So I had Northern Illinois winning outright. So that's why they're a play on both ends. Any big matchup? A lot of the big matchups this week have been canceled. Oh, Florida Atlantic and Florida International. Just like last year. That was the $500 play last year that I won on. I'm once again betting on Florida Atlantic, and once again they're at -9. I got them at 9.5 on that $500 bet from last year. It was actually $550 to win 500. Iowa, Minnesota. We got East Carolina, Cincinnati, Arkansas, and Florida. So I want to go back to Cincinnati. Just Cincinnati reminds me a lot of the TCU teams I played on. They have a pretty good defense. Offense, it's efficient. Let's put it that way. It's not explosive, but it gets the job done as long as their defense gets the job done. Do I think they belong in a playoff? Probably not. Do I think they would play well in a BCS game? I don't know. But that's going to be a big debate if they go undefeated, which I think they will at this point. So Cincinnati, I don't think they're a playoff team, but that's the problem with this season. The problem with this season is that there are no non-conference games. So that's why you have so many G5 teams in the top 25 right now, because they didn't play those body bag games in non-conference play that would have given them a loss or 2 or 3. Instead, they're only playing conference games and they're undefeated. Cincinnati, I forgot what their non-conference games were this year. I know they weren't going to play Ohio State like they did last year, but that's the deal with a lot of these teams, like BYU especially. That is a terrible schedule. I don't care what BYU fans say, and I'm not a BYU hater at all. I'm not. But that is just an awful schedule. So that's the issue we're running into with these G5 teams this year. They didn't play the schedules they needed to play. Arkansas and Florida, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Okay, TCU, West Virginia. This is going to be a low-scoring game. I can tell you that. Both teams are very similar. Good defenses, bad offenses. Florida State, NC State, Notre Dame, Boston College, Wake Forest, North Carolina. This is an interesting game. Virginia Tech, my old offensive coordinator's their head coach, and they can't afford any more losses. They can't be losing to Liberty, guys. Temple and Central Florida. I'm surprised this is only 24. Temple is terrible. Wisconsin and Michigan. We'll see if the time off. This is one of those games where, like, okay, is the time off that Wisconsin has had, will that be detrimental for them? Because at Michigan, they've been losing, but they haven't had time off. So we'll have to wait and see. But my model's on Wisconsin. Indiana. I feel like the clock's going to strike midnight for Indiana at some point. Will it be against Michigan State? I don't know. But I don't think they're as good as the hype they're getting right now. Northwestern, Purdue, Illinois, Rutgers. Talk about a bad matchup. Marshall's another one of those top 25 teams that haven't played any. They've only played Conference USA teams and they haven't lost. So in a normal year, they'd play 2 or 3 P5 teams in non-conference and lose, and they wouldn't be anywhere near the top 25. Houston and South Florida. California, Arizona State. We'll have to see if this game is even played. I've been hearing rumors that it's going to be canceled, but thankfully I don't have a play. USC and Arizona. New Mexico and Nevada. I have it at minus 17 here, but I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, that's because it's... Yeah, I entered it in wrong. Oh, well. Fresno State, Utah State. We'll have to see if Utah State firing their coach will do anything. I'm surprised. I'm surprised coaches are being fired in COVID year. But Utah State, talk about going in the complete opposite direction. Georgia State, Appalachian, Oregon, and Washington State. I don't know what to think about this. Oregon has a lot of hype behind him right now, and I'm playing him on the money line. No, I'm not, because I set the threshold to 300, not 400, so that's actually not a play. Oregon State and Washington. Oregon State had a disappointing loss last week. UNLV and San Jose State. I'm on UNLV money line here. I haven't updated this over here. That's why it's not filling in, but we'll have to wait and see. Hawaii and San Diego State. Colorado and Stanford, UTEP, UC San Antonio. UTEP's actually been playing a lot better. Baylor and Texas Tech, Coastal Carolina and Troy, so it looks like we're pulling for the Troy upset here. Like I said, Coastal Carolina, another one of those teams that is on the top 25 because they didn't really play a typical non-conference schedule. Army and Tulane. Penn State and Nebraska. Like, can you imagine the loser of this game is going to be 0-3? Man, talk about hot seats. SMU and Tulsa. I'm surprised my model's on SMU here. I think Tulsa's the better team, and I think they're going to win this game. That's just a gut feeling, though. Remember, don't go with your gut. Go with the numbers. North Texas and UAB. South Carolina and Ole Miss. South Alabama, ULL. Rice, Louisiana Tech. Southern Miss and Western Kentucky. Louisville and Virginia. Utah and UCLA. So my model's on Utah here, but we'll have to wonder if Utah hasn't played a game yet. UCLA has, so I think those things matter. All right, and that does it for that. Again, here are the plays, which will be posted in my Twitter account at WCLEISS. So this is my first live stream with my new camera. I'm going to come back over here to the camera and talk. All right, so... Yes, my first live stream with this brand new camera. So far, so good. Like I said, I'm gonna start investing in new equipment. I'm gonna get a new microphone. I'm gonna get some better lighting. I'm gonna get, I don't even know. I'm probably gonna not use OBS anymore for streaming and maybe buy Wirecast. So I'm really gonna put some investment in this channel. I feel like it's time. I'm up to over 7,000 subscribers now. I feel like it's due. All right. You play teasers. Not a good idea. I'm not a fan of teasers, especially in college football. Those points aren't worth the price you pay for them, which is why I would advise against playing teasers. You were like Army plus 11, though. Let's go back. Remember, I had it on the indicators. So my model has it at Army 29, Tulane 28. So yeah, I mean, if you're gonna play a teaser, James Lil, if you're gonna play a teaser, I don't think Army plus 11 is a bad idea. I don't. So And you said you like Pittsburgh. They're playing Georgia Tech, right? So let's go. Let's take a look at it. Georgia Tech is just not a good team. Remember when they beat Florida State in the first game and everyone thought they were going to be really good? That one was funny, right? Going through my model to find Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech. There it is. Okay, so I have Pittsburgh 27, Georgia Tech 18. Actually, Pittsburgh 28, Georgia Tech 18. So I have Pittsburgh by 10. So if you're going to put them in a teaser, you could get them at even money if you want to put them in a teaser. Again, my model is on Pittsburgh, at least from the old keys, so not a bad idea if you're going to play teasers. Like I said, I do not think teasers are a good idea. I'm sorry, I don't. But if you're going to play teasers, I'm not going to stop you. Do what you want. It's your money. Army, not a bad idea. Pittsburgh, not a bad idea. Those are two teams that I don't think are bad ideas if you're going to play teasers. So there you go. Any games for Friday? What are the Friday games anyway? I know it's I should know these things, when I fill them out. Okay, Central Michigan got 9 points, so I don't know how they got a safety, but that's not good. So we have Cincinnati playing on Friday. I've already talked about Cincinnati. I think they're a good team defensively. Offensively, I don't. That's the thing, Are they a playoff team? I don't think so. But this is a weird year. You never know. All right, so Friday we have Florida Atlantic, Florida International, and I already told you I'm on Florida Atlantic. No, I'm not. I'm not on either of those. Iowa and Minnesota, I'm on Minnesota money line. And then East Carolina, Cincinnati, I'm on neither. So the only play I have on Friday is Minnesota plus 145 at home against Iowa. I don't know what to think about it, to be honest with you. What do I like in UNLV? I don't think they're a good team. They suck. But for some reason, my model has them. So let's see what the model says about that game. UNLV and San Jose State. Like, San Jose State's played really well to start the year. They beat New Mexico. They beat San Diego State on the road. But, sometimes there's regression of the mean will be due for a team like San Jose State, who hasn't shown much consistency in the past. Plus 550 for UNLV. My model has it at... It has it right at 15, so the spread is accurate. I have San Jose State 37.4, UNLV 22.5. The spread is right on the money, but as far as win percentage is concerned, let's see, what's the M factor? Okay, the M factor is 18. And remember the keys this week for moneyline plays are the nickel, dime, and quarter. So as I scroll down, and there's probably a better way to do this. So UNLV, that's weird. Do I have the right keys in place? Hang on. UNLV, where are they at? All right. So yeah, the win percentage for UNLV is 4.6% on the nickel. So that is why they are a play. Whoops. Gosh dang it. I just realized I forgot to change this. So hold on. There's going to be different money line plays. Man, I should really proofread these things before I take it to the air. All right, so it's actually 75, 76, 77. Let me transfer back over to my display window. So I'm going to run this again. Okay. All right, we have different money line plays. Okay. That makes sense. UNLV is not a play. Good thing I double-checked that. Good thing you asked that question about UNLV, Coxavelli. Otherwise, I would have never found out that I had the wrong numbers in these columns right here for my moneyline plays. So different moneyline plays now. Pittsburgh, Purdue, Illinois, Nevada, Stanford, Baylor, Troy, Louisiana Tech, and still Louisville still in there. All right, so That's why I do these live streams, right? So I can catch user input errors on my end. Yeah. How many games are canceled? A lot. At least 8 or so, and it's probably going to be more. So let me go down the list. Alabama, LSU, Ohio State, Maryland, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Georgia, Missouri, Auburn, Mississippi State, Memphis, Navy, Air Force, Wyoming, and UL Monroe, Arkansas State. That's 8. And it's probably going to be more because we've heard rumblings about Cal, Arizona State being canceled, among other games. We'll have to wait and see, but, nothing I can do about it now except run the model. Yep. Cincinnati and Boise State. You're going to play both of those? That's tomorrow night, right? No, Thursday is Boise State, Colorado State. You have to wonder how deflated a team like Boise State would be after losing that game. Because, the thing with a program like Boise State is that it's undefeated or bust. If you don't go undefeated, the season's a failure. And that's what it was like when I was at TCU. If we didn't go undefeated, it was a failure. Because that was our goal. And so I can sympathize with the team like Boise State that lost last week and, okay, what do we play for now? Because they don't have any non-conference games in there to boost their resume and position themselves for a better bowl. So maybe there could be a letdown for Boise State here. That's how I read it, just from a more of a psychological point of view. I appreciate it, Gunner347 Smith. Yeah, so as far as my family's concerned, my mom, her husband passed away this morning. He was in the hospital with a stroke. I don't know what happened. It was a fluke. It was a fluke death. I don't know how the doctors explain it. They just said how much of like a fluke it was as a death, and he just passed away very suddenly out of nowhere. I didn't know him that well. He wasn't my dad. He was my mom's second husband. He was a very nice guy, though, a very good guy. The last time I saw him was a couple of weeks ago. He was giving me little golf lessons for hitting irons off the tee, and that was the last time I saw him. It was kind of sad. And so I actually, after work today, I want to play golf and in his memory. And man, I lost all my balls by the 7th hole. I had 12 balls, and I lost them all at hole 7. So I did not honor his memory very well with my play today. But my problem right now golfing is that I'm a member at a 9-hole par 3 course, and my issue right now is that it's all iron shots off the tee, and my issue is I'm hitting the turf before I hit the ball, so I'm just not making solid contact at all, and that's why I'm hitting all these balls in the water and out of bounds and stuff, because when you hit the turf before you hit the ball, you're not going to hit it very far, and a lot of the holes at the place I go to there's water hazards everywhere, and yeah, I didn't even make it 7 holes before losing all my balls. I'm in a major rut right now in golf. So I really need to go to the range and work that out. So if anybody has any tips for hitting the green before hitting the tee, let me know. Would I take Boston College 19.5 against Notre Dame? Well, you asked a good question. I shall answer that for you. So I have, for this game, I have it at Notre Dame 35, Boston College 21. So right in line with the 14-point spread. So I don't think that's a good teaser leg for you there, James. William Hill's big teasers. Yeah. I got to admit, teaser cards are a genius marketing strategy. You hear me talking about how much I don't like teasers and everything, but they're very hard to resist because they're so easy. The Scantrons, you fill them out. Oh, man. And the good thing about those cards is that the payouts might not be as good as placing a teaser at the window, but the lines are stale. So you might be able to get a good line move in there. Fresno State. Yeah, Utah State lost their coach, but you never know how they'll respond to that. I feel bad for Larry Anderson. He leaves Wisconsin voluntarily, goes to Oregon State. He felt like he checked out mentally at Oregon State, and I don't know if that was a good hire for Utah State. I'm not a big fan of retread hires, and so hiring Gary Anderson as a retread hire at Utah State, I don't know if that was a good idea. But yeah, it's clear that whatever is affecting him mentally at Oregon State was also there at Utah State. So my model has it at Oregon Utah State actually winning outright. So I think they're a good play there, James Lee. You can only play Betfair if you live overseas. I don't live in a country that lets me do Betfair. Have I ever been limited? I've never been limited only because I only ever played at 5 dimes. And now I use a local. But no, I've never been limited. I never bet enough to be limited. You really have to bet a lot of money per game to be limited. And I don't, My average unit size is about $200. I mean, that's not going to be enough to move the needle for being limited. The Jimmy Ballard method. I will keep that in mind. Purdue versus Northwestern. Will Rondale Moore play? That's a good... I saw Rondale Moore play in high school because that's when I was working at Wave 3 in Louisville, Kentucky, and that's where he's from. I didn't like the high school he went to, though, because that's what I didn't like about Kentucky high school sports, and it's like this in a lot of states. I played high school ball in Texas, and the private schools did not compete in the same division as public schools, so they were separate, right? But in Kentucky and in Washington State as well, when I lived in Seattle, the private schools and public schools played against each other, and they competed with each other. And I just don't think that's fair, because the private schools are allowed to recruit. And that's what it was like at the school that Rondale Moore went to in Louisville. He went to Trinity High School, which is a private Catholic school in Louisville. And they recruited, and they played against schools that weren't allowed to recruit, and that's just BS in my opinion. Okay, so I have it at Purdue 22, Northwestern 20. So I have actually 22.2 to 20. So I have it even. So if Purdue's a dog, yeah, my model thinks it's a good play. My model has Purdue on the money line at plus 115. So yes, Purdue is a good play, even regardless of Rondale Moore. Sam, I was actually thinking moving the ball back towards my back foot because that's my issue. I'm hitting the grass before I hit the ball. So maybe if I move the ball back, I could have better luck. But I need to go to the range and hit a few buckets of balls to see if I can work it out. But that's the thing. My mom's late husband was the one who was giving me some golf lessons, and he passed away this morning. Yeah, Nevada plus 600 is a play. Who are they playing? They're playing, thanks for letting me know about Nevada. They are not a play, guys. Thanks for letting me know. I just accidentally entered the lines in backwards for them. They're playing New Mexico, and they're 17-point favorites. So I'm adjusting that. All right. Do I actually play these picks exactly as my model picks? Yes, I do. The last time I did not play a college... The only time I ever don't play a model pick is if it's betting against TCU. I don't do that. That's my rule. I don't bet against TCU. I'll bet on TCU, but I won't bet against them. And the last time I actually did not bet a team that my model said to play was Bowling Green last year. They are plus 1750, and I was just like, they're not going to win. And they won, and I was so mad at myself. I did a video about it. If you go back to my videos last year, it's in one of the recap videos. Yeah, what was the moneyline picks again? Let me switch back over just so you guys can see it. We got Bowling Green, who already lost. Northern Illinois, who's losing right now. Then we got Pittsburgh, Purdue, Illinois, Stanford, Baylor, Troy, Louisiana Tech, and Louisville. I'll post this to my Twitter at WCLEISS. All right. You like Minnesota and Wake Forest? Yeah, I'm on both of those, or I'm on neither of those. I was when I had my model set up wrong, but I'm not on either of them anymore. I don't know what to think about those. Minnesota home against Iowa. I mean, Iowa's been very inconsistent. Minnesota's been... I mean, they beat Illinois, but that's not going to impress anybody. Wake Forest is playing... Gosh, who are they playing? They're playing North Carolina on the road. I don't know. I don't think Wake Forest is that good. From an eyeball perspective, I see North Carolina covering that and winning. But my model has it at North Carolina by 10. Maybe North Carolina, another team that's been inconsistent this year. They've looked really good in some games and really bad in others. TCU, West Virginia. Yeah, I wish I was more excited. You know, it's kind of hard to get excited when we've already lost 3 times. But, you know, our offense is so bad. It's bad. Like, even though we beat Texas Tech last week 34-18, that was mostly because of our defense and special teams. I think we only had 71 passing yards for the entire game. And our quarterback has a hurt shoulder. He's playing through it. But West Virginia is very similar to us. Very bad offense and pretty good defense. So it's going to be a low-scoring affair. West Virginia is probably healthier at the quarterback position right now, so that's why they're the better play. All right, so I'm glad that this new camera seems to be working well. I mean, are my lips synced up and everything? Or you know, I need to work on the lighting. I need to buy another light. The light that I used back when I was in San Diego is in a storage unit right now, so I need to buy a new light. You know, I might buy a new microphone tomorrow and everything. But yeah, I'm really going to start investing more into this channel. I'm going to do more videos. That's the thing. I'll do more tutorials and everything, how-tos, like I was doing once I'm in more of like a permanent setup back in like a apartment that I actually live in, instead of hopping from Airbnb to Airbnb, so I can set up my own studio and everything and have everything set up the way I want it to. This is about the only place in this Airbnb I'm in right now where I had enough space to set this up at. So, anyway, I am going to end the stream now. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Again, I'll post the plays to @WCLEISS on Twitter. Thanks again. I might have another video tomorrow, Friday. Like I said, I invested in this nice camera, so I might as well start using it more. All right, guys? Thanks, guys. Have a good one.